focus and the action will soon shift to the Enforcement Directorate office once Sanjay Raut is brought there. Radhika, stay on with us. Let's quickly take an update from Shivani as well, who's en route the ED office. Yes, Shivani.
Now we can clearly say that interestingly, out of those all the ED officials, the officer who is the heading investigating officer of the Patra Chawl case was also a part of this particular raids and the searches those were going in, and that is why we have to understand that this is the reason perhaps why Sanjay Raut was even questioned during these particular searches. Even when he was not cooperating, he was still given enough time to come ahead and record his statement. And of course right now, as Radhika is also clearly saying that in 20-25 minutes they will be reaching to the ED office. There are 3 cars with the CISF officer, those were present during these particular raids. But yes, now Sanjay Raut has left, though he has shown that kind of a confidence before the enforcement directorate, before of his supporters over here at his residence. But now clearly seems that the documents and the electronic gadgets those are being seized will also be surveyed, and then on those particular basis, and especially of those witnesses, those have recorded their statement before the enforcement directorate in the very same case. On those particular statements basis also Sanjay Raut will have to record his statement, because there are people those have accepted that there were monetary transactions, there was an influence of Mr. Sanjay Raut in the Patra Chawl particular case, and that's why interestingly all of those questions will be answered by Sanjay Raut at least today in the enforcement directorate office, because he has not answered any of those at his residence, calling it a foul case, and that it is a pressure from the central government that is coming in on the officers, and that is why the case has been made, and whatever the allegations and charges are against him are all false, and it is just to derogate him and his party.
Right. Stay on with us, Shivani. In fact, Arunil is also en route the ED office. Let's quickly go across to Arunil. Arunil, I believe you spoke to Sanjay Raut's brother, who claims that this is just part of the investigation. Since he was summoned, he has been taken to the ED office, and this is not him being detained.
Well, these are the claims of the Raut family. Now, both the brothers of Sanjay Raut, Sunil Raut as well as Sandeep Raut, they have been claiming that because Sanjay Raut did not answer to the 2 recent summons of the Enforcement Directorate, that's why he's been summoned again and is being taken to the Enforcement Directorate Fort headquarters. However, with respect to our sources from the Enforcement Directorate, they tell us that Raut was not cooperating in this entire investigation that was being carried out. In the 8 hours of interrogation that was being undertaken today, Raut was not cooperating, and that's why he's been taken there. And there is a very high possibility, again saying possibility, that Raut may be arrested tonight by the Enforcement Directorate. That looks like a very high possibility, considering the fact that the ED officials have also carried several critical evidences related to the Patra Chawl case. Now, these are the documents, especially the electronic evidences related to the entire case, and bank statements related to the entire case with them to the forced headquarters. So yes, clearly pressure mounts on Sanjay Raut and his family members, but a very confident kind of an approach was being presented by the Raut family. I was there only at his residence. His aged mother, his wife and other family members were there on the window. They were waving at the supporters. One question was asked to Sanjay Raut's wife, saying that you should not be scared about this, we are with you. This was asked by the Shiv Sena supporters, Sanjay Raut supporters. She basically promptly replied, saying that I am not scared at all, and she smiled and started waving at the supporters over there. Sanjay Raut also, after leaving from his residence, sat on the bonnet of his car and started waving to his supporters using a saffron cloth. So very confident kind of an approach has been presented, shown that wrong is being done with them. A political vendetta is being done by the BJP by misusing the central agencies like the Enforcement Directorate. Whereas with respect to the ED is concerned, the ED officers are maintaining that there was no cooperation from Sanjay Raut and his family members, and that's why they have no option but to take him to the ED headquarters. And what exactly unfolds later on, we will certainly be keeping a close eye on it. But this entire case, till now, very startlingly, there has not been a single tweet from Aditya Thackeray. Yes, Uddhav Thackeray has responded to this entire investigation on ED crackdown against Sanjay Raut, saying that because Raut was speaking against the BJP in the mouthpiece Samna, this crackdown is being initiated against him.
Right. Let's also go across to Varun Singh, senior journalist who continues to be with us on the broadcast. The Enforcement Directorate claims that Sanjay Raut has not been cooperating. Interesting reaction coming in from his wife as well, who says we are not scared of anything. And she, in fact, is also under the scanner.
You know, the bravado that was seen today outside Sanjay Raut's Bhanduk house, you saw similar bravado when Nawab Malik was arrested, similarly when Anil Deshmukh was arrested, but we know the thing and we know what happened next. They were arrested, now they are behind the bars. I don't think it is just for questioning that they have taken Sanjay Raut to the ED office in Balatpur. I'm sure he will be arrested. I'm not very confident that he will be arrested tonight, but in the coming days he will be arrested related to the scam that has happened. And it is a clear scam because more than 672 families, you can multiply it by 4, multiply it by 5, thousands of people have been waiting for more than 15 years for their home, but the money was diverted and the ED has given out a clear trail where the money has gone, and the houses were bought by that money by allegedly by family members of Sanjay Raut. As you mentioned correctly, his wife, on whose name there is a flat in Dadar, as the ED mentions, is by the money that was received from the proceeds of this crime. There is no doubt that there substantially and primarily there exists a scam in Patra Chawl, and probably Praveen Raut, who is a close aide of Sanjay Raut, who has opened up. And the way there is an alleged video that has been going around the corner of one of the accused's wife, and how Sanjay Raut allegedly is talking to her and speaking in a language that no parliamentarian would ever dare to speak in. And all these exposes that there is something, and in the coming days we will see to it that the scam, the investigation will lead into getting justice for all those 672 tenants who are staying on. Actually, to be honest,
all right. Well, you know, we have to wait to see how things unfold. As of now, no confirmation coming in on detention or arrest. For now, what we know is that Sanjay Raut is being taken to the ED office for further questioning. Varun Singh, Arunil, Radhika and Shivani, stay on with us. A quick break. We'll be back with more updates on this big story that we are tracking.